So let's be honest, when it comes to triathlon, the weight that you race at does matter. In particular, the run and the bike are weight sensitive, and in theory, the lighter you are, the quicker you'll go. In this video, we're going to talk about whether losing weight to be at a racing weight is right for you, and if so, I'm going to give you 3 big tips on how to do it properly and how to do it safely. And I'm also going to give you my own personal experience on this racing weight topic to give you some insight into it all. So what is up, nutrition nerds, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, then hey, my name is James and I'm a sport and exercise nutritionist with a focus primarily on triathlon. I spend a lot of my time talking about nutrition and triathlon, and this video is part of my race nutrition series. If you're interested in staying up to date with all of the videos that I do to help you race faster and better, then press the subscribe button and that notification icon to get a handy alert when I do. So let's get going with today's topic about racing weight. Before I go into my 3 big tips, let's just talk about whether losing weight to get to this racing weight is right for you. I thought long and hard about whether or not I should actually make this video because weight is a sensitive topic and there's a lot of things to consider, including our mental and physical health. My master's degree research project revolves around female health and the concept of low energy availability, which is very much linked to this topic. And it did highlight just how important it really is. So I asked myself whether or not I should make this video. And here we are. Some people are naturally going to be interested in this topic and considering losing weight. So on balance, I felt that it would be important to get something out there where I can talk about it as a whole and also talk about the safety or health elements of it as well, so that I can make sure that there is something to help those people who are interested in it. First things first, you need to ask yourself a question. Why are you interested in losing weight, and what benefit do you feel like it's going to give you? I mentioned at the start of this video that in theory, lighter is better, but it is more nuanced than this. So before you start trying to lose weight, consider whether it's something that you actually need to do. Have you just thought, might help me out, so I'm just going to do it? Or have you heard that a pro is a specific body weight or composition? Or is it something else? While BMI has its pros and cons, and we won't get into that in this video, it's a useful screening tool for this kind of topic. If your BMI is within a healthy range, and especially so under about 22, then I would advise that you don't try to lose weight. The reason here is that the risk versus benefit for trying to lose weight is just skewed too far towards harm, unless you've got a nutrition professional who's helping you out. And to be honest, even then it can be tricky. The honest truth here is that you're going to race so much faster and better if you put that time and effort into improving or maintaining your training quality and consistency, rather than just trying to be 1 or 2 kilos lighter for that extra speed and ending up messing up your training or your health. And remember, we're all built differently and we work better at different body compositions. So it's not a one size fits all. If your BMI is over 25, then it might be worth trying to lose some weight for either your racing or for your health. And if that is the case, then let's move on to tip number 1. And the first thing to talk about is that you should be aiming to train for weight loss and not for performance. And this is such a biggie. Your focus is on weight loss and it's not performance, and it's important to have that distinction in your mind when you start. To lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit, but when you're training for performance, you want to be firing on all cylinders, not being in a calorie deficit when your body is already stressed. And so with that, when you're in this weight loss period, you shouldn't be trying to push for PBs or push it as hard as you can and leaving yourself exhausted. Of course you can still push it, you just shouldn't be pushing it as hard as you would normally, and give yourself some extra leeway. Ideally, you want to plan in advance and have a weight loss period before your racing season starts, so that you can lose weight safely here with the focus on weight loss, and then go into your race season and your races fully fueled and prepped. The second thing to say is to do it slowly, because the quicker you lose weight, the more of a calorie deficit that you're in. The more of a calorie deficit we're in, the more likely our body is to pull energy from other tissue to help fuel it, and the primary one here being muscle tissue. So your hard-earned muscle is more likely to be broken down, and that's definitely not going to help your performance. And as well, the more of a calorie deficit you're in, the more likely you are to run into health complications here. The aim is for a 500 calorie deficit each day, and that will equate to about 0.5 kilos of weight loss each week. And you shouldn't really be aiming to lose weight at a faster rate than that. If you want more info on this, then I have done a full guide on weight loss for triathletes, and I've linked that at the top of the screen for you. The third thing to talk about is to listen to your body. And I know it might sound cliche to say that, but it's so important. If you find yourself having constantly heavy legs, you miss a period, or there's upset to your menstrual cycle, or you're finding yourself becoming increasingly irritable and it's just not like you, stop. This suggests that things have just gone too far and you need more calories. So add them back in, and don't be hesitant about adding them back in either, because your health is far more important and it will be impacted otherwise. Now, as a quick story and as some perspective from me, earlier this year before my race season, I did a period of weight loss. I took a leaf out of my own book. I planned my food, I planned my training, and I monitored my weight. Generally, it went well and I lost weight at a sensible rate, so that was great. And at the time, I thought this was totally unrelated, but I noticed that I was a little bit grumpy at work. I wasn't enjoying it as much as I usually would, and then I noticed my legs starting to become constantly heavy, and even just walking up the stairs, they just felt tired. But this was not long before I was due to finish my weight loss period anyway, so I stopped, added back in my calories, and returned to normal calorie amounts and training. And I felt way better, and I felt back to normal at work, and I realized that it was probably the calorie deficit and the weight loss phase which was probably contributing to things here. The effects of a calorie deficit will be wide-ranging, and everyone will experience things in a different way. So just check in with yourself and consider what's going on if you notice something which just isn't normal for you. And it is really important to be aware of this. So my final tip would be, if you are considering or doing this weight loss period, tell someone else about it. This gives you that extra accountability, and it means there's someone who knows what you're trying to do and someone you can just check in with. So as a sum up, our main points are: firstly, train for weight loss and not for performance. Secondly, do it slowly and do it in advance. And we're aiming for about 0.5 kilos of weight loss per week. Thirdly, listen to your body. If you notice that things just aren't right and you feel different to normal, that's a good warning sign and you need to take notice of it. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you found it useful, and as I said, it was one of those ones which I wasn't sure on whether I should make. Hopefully I've covered things and stressed the importance of this topic, and that it's not all just about weight. This is a topic which I do really care about, and I want to make sure that there's some good information out there for triathletes or athletes who are considering losing weight. And hopefully this goes some way to giving you some good information on it. If you did find this video useful, then I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. And if you know someone who might benefit from the video, then please share it with them. And if you have any questions, comments or thoughts, then let me know in the comments section, because I would love to hear from you. And as a final thing, if you haven't already, then do click that subscribe button and the notification icon to stay up to date with all of the videos that I release. And I will catch you in the next video. See ya.